Om Asato Ma Sadgamayo Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamayo Mrityurma Amritangamayo. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from unreal to the real. Lead us from the ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om peace, peace, peace. A very good evening to all of you. We have been reading from the Viveka-Chudamani. There is a long gap. I had an introductory talk on this very wonderful book composed by none other than Shankara ji, and it was a favorite one of Swami ji, and it is the book of this Vedantic knowledge, wisdom. Very nice book. And on 27th of December, we had a stopgap class, and I told that if in future I get time, then we will start Viveka-Chudamani. So this Viveka-Chudamani, the Crest jewel of discrimination. So wonderful book. In the first introductory lecture, we tried to discuss about Shankara's life, his philosophy, and just we began with the initial mantras. Shankaracharya, through this book, through question and answer, he himself is putting forth the questions about this creation, a creator, our own jiva, and how to get out of it, how to get the knowledge. The goal of human life, goal of Vedanta, is to make people free from this bondage. So step by step, through arguments, logical conclusion, Shankaracharya himself is asking questions, Shishya and the Guru. Shishya will be asking always the questions, and Guru will be answering to satisfy the Shishya and bring him out of the bondage. So, through discrimination, what is real, what is unreal, what we should do, what we should not do, what is good, what is bad, what is to be given up and what is to be followed. So we become confused in this life and we become bound and bound. So Acharya Shankar, through this Prakarana Grantha of this Vedanta, this Vedantic treatise, wonderful book, as I told, he was bringing the disciple, means through the disciple, all of us, the whole humanity, to the light of knowledge, to know our real self. So he began this book with his pranam, salutations to his guru, whose name was Govindapada, and also this Govinda means the Paramatman. So in one shloka, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamogocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Prantasmi Aham. I prostrate myself before Govinda, the perfect teacher, who is absorbed always in the highest state of bliss. His true nature cannot be known by the senses or the mind. It is revealed only through knowledge of the scriptures. So he began with this mantra we read, and then it is invocation, then greatness of abiding in Brahman. Shankaracharya is just quoting. Shankaraji is writing, I am quoting, Jantunang narajanma durlabham atah pungstang tatu viprata tasmat vaidika dharma marga parata viddhastam asmat param atmanatma vivechanam Atmanatma vivechanam swanubhavo brahmatmana samsthitir muktirno shatajanma koti sukritoi punnoir bina labhyate. What is the meaning? Meaning is, it is hard for any living creature to achieve birth in a human form. Strength of body and will are even harder to obtain. Purity is even harder still. Harder even than this is the desire to live a spiritual life, and an understanding of the scriptures is hardest of all. As for discrimination between the Atman and the non-Atman, for direct perception of the Atman itself, for continuous union with Brahman and final liberation, these cannot be obtained except through the merits of 100 billion well-lived lives. So this human birth is very much appreciated. Durlabham, we will go, third sloka is there. These are very rare, getting this human form. Then desire to know the truth, desire to know what is good, what is bad, what is our relation. Only we will be born. Like the beasts, animals, they also are born. Then they enjoy something, sleep, eat, keep their progeny, and then they die. Is it the goal of human life also? Our rishis, Munis, scripture, they say, no, this human body is a special one. So, through God's special grace, since you have achieved this human birth, this form, utilize it to be liberated. Otherwise, there will be always suffering and this misery of life. It is only because you do not know your own self. That is why you are suffering. You are never happy. You are never feeling that blissful, joyful, peaceful state which is the goal of human life. And how can it be achieved? Only when you know your real self. I do not know myself. No, scriptures say no. If you are only born as a human being, still you are a beast. You are an animal. If you do not know Jnana Vihine, without knowledge, Dharma Vihine, there is no value of this human life if you don't achieve that knowledge, ultimate knowledge, knowledge of your own self. And that only can take you to the other shore of this birth and death cycle going on and going on. We are coming, suffering, again being dead, dying, again being born, and again suffering, always complaint. There will be no complaint, there will be no suffering, there will be no any kind of other feeling other than that ultimate bliss, if you know yourself. And this book is meant for that, one by one. And Shankaracharya is telling this, it is hard for any living creature to achieve birth in a human form. Anything, somebody, even in human society, anybody does something wrong, we say, are you an animal, a beast? What is this? How can a human being do that? We ourselves say, are you a beast? How could you do it, being a human being? So, this human birth, any living creature to achieve this birth, human form, it is hard. Strength of body and will are even harder to obtain. Why we are reading this book? We have a will. What is there in this book? That we can be enlightened, which is the goal of human life. So, very hard is to have this human form which we have got. Now, out of millions and billions, only a few hundreds, thousands, we try to know the truth, to live a life which is befitting to a human body, human birth. So, this desire, strength of body and will are even harder to obtain. So, one after another, Shankaracharya is trying to glorify, giving hope that you see, these are the stages. We have got this human body. It is very hard. Then we have the desire also to know the truth. Who am I? What is the goal of life? It is only to be born and to die. Like the beasts, animals, what is the difference between the animals and what we are seeing? What is actually the permanent? Everything is changing. My life also, in the Kathopanishad, this 9 years old boy, Nachiketa, is asking, Jamraja. What is the truth you tell me? After death, does there remain anything or everything is gone? Many people say many things. Some people say asti, yes, there remains something. What is that? Some people say no, nothing remains. This body, you are this body, body dies, it is finished, decayed, destroyed, gone. You are the king of death. You are expert. You know this secret. Tell me, what is the secret? With the death of the body, we also die. Or is there anything other than body? I am the body, or I am not the body. So that is the secret. It is Atma Tattva, the knowledge of the self, Atman. So we have come here, strength of body and will are even harder to obtain. So out of the millions and billions, some people have that desire to know, that will. Purity is even harder still. In this life, I can ask many things, many good questions, but if I do not have physical and mental purity, if I am violent, if I am nothing, no ethics, no morality, no higher thoughts, no sublime thoughts in my mind, only asking good questions will do. I want to know the truth, but my life is not that pure. I am not following that. So we are also trying to purify our life. So it is harder. Purity is even harder still. Harder even than this is the desire to live a spiritual life. No, we want to live a life which is not of the flesh and body only, which is happy only with the sense enjoyments. These are sense enjoyments, bodily matter. No, we are worshipper of, we are aspirant. We want to know the spirit. What is that spirit? Not the body, not the flesh, not the matter. We are the worshipper of. So spiritual practices, to live a life for spiritual practices, that is also higher than that, harder than that. It is not only higher, harder also. And an understanding of the scriptures is hardest of all. And in the scripture, all those, what are the scriptures? Scriptures are our scriptures, Vedas are the seers, sages, those who have known the truth. They have given their experiences, what they have understood, realized. That is called Vedas, this. Vedic truth means universal truth. In India, America, Europe, Asia, Australia, Hindu, Muslim, Buddha, Christian, Jain, Parsi, white, black, color. There is a men, women. There is no differentiation. Anybody and everybody follows those universal truths which have been realized by the Rishis Munis. They are codified, compiled in a book form that is called Veda. Veda is not a book, actually. It is the ocean of knowledge. Vid, it is, the root is vid. Vid means to know. Veda is the ocean of that knowledge. What the universal truth, actually what we should know as human being. Vedas do not have any value for the animals. They don't understand what is the Vedas. What are the Vedas? So, for men, human beings, Vedas is the ocean of knowledge. If we follow that, we also can become men and women of knowledge, and if we have that knowledge, then we will go beyond any suffering, dualism. We will understand the reality in its exact, genuine, actual condition, nature. Otherwise, always you are thinking, this is permanent, this is the ultimate goal of life, goal of human life is this, to achieve this. So long we are under the spell of ignorance, we will not be free, and there will be suffering. And human birth we have got only to go beyond suffering. But we are living still the life of millions and millions are living the life. I am quoting Vivekananda, don't you see? The descendants of the rishis and munis are living the lives of next to brutes. Can you sleep, great soul? Should not you come out and extend your helping hand to those who never ever think that they are human beings? There is a higher goal, aim in human life. They are wasting their life. This is so precious. Of all the things, this human birth is the most precious one. So, Shankaracharya is giving the hope and encouraging that this is very difficult. This cannot be obtained except through the merits of. As for discrimination, hardest of all is to understand the scripture, what is written in the scripture, rishis, munis, their experiences. It is very difficult. Reading one thing and experiencing what they experience, that ultimate truth, is very difficult, hardest of all. As for discrimination between the Atman and the non-Atman, for direct perception of the Atman itself, for continuous union with Brahman and final liberation, these cannot be obtained except through merits of 100 billion well-lived lives. So, without well-lived lives, one cannot achieve, one cannot experience those truths, this Atmagana, highest knowledge. So final liberation, it cannot be so easy. So Shankaracharya is, now he is telling the third sloka that day I quoted during my introductory lecture, that Durlabhang Trayameva etat devanugraho hetukam manushyattang mumukshattam mahapurusha samsraya. What is that? Only through God's grace may we obtain those three rarest advantages: human birth, the longing for liberation, and discipleship to an illumined teacher. These three things are very, very rare. Human birth many have got, although very difficult to get, but they are not living the life of a human being. What we see in the society every day, what is happening? In the form of human beings, they are asuras, devils, demons. Beasts and brutes cannot do the degraded, bad things, evil things as human beings they do in the society, because brutes do not have that finer brain to commit such bad things, evil things. That brings a calamity, that brings all kind of suffering for the whole of humanity or part of humanity, wherever. There are people. They get joy in it, they think they are right, they think life, they are living the best kind of life. Life is for doing all these bad things, evil things, although they are human beings. So, this Durlabham, three things are very, very difficult to achieve in one life. Human body, then desire to cut this bondage, desire for liberation, desire to know the truth. What is the truth? Only we will be born and we will die. Then what is the difference between a beast and an animal and a human being? And plus, these two also may be there. But if you don't get a qualified teacher, enlightened, illumined soul, then what will be the benefit? Although two are there, you cannot achieve the goal without the help, without the instruction, without the direction of a qualified guru, teacher, who knows what is the path, how to go beyond this suffering, how to cut this bondage in this human life, in this life itself. So these three things are very rare to achieve. Without God's grace, one cannot. Only through God's grace may we obtain those three rarest advantages: human birth, the longing for liberation, and discipleship to an illumined teacher. Then Shankaracharya says, Labdhva kathanchi narajanma durlabham tatrapi pungstang shruti paradarshanam yastatma mukto na yatita muradhi sa atmaha swang binihanti asadgruhat. Labdha kathanchit narajanma durlabham. What is this? Nevertheless, there are those who somehow manage to obtain this rare human birth. We know it is difficult to get human birth, but some of us, we have got it by God's grace. And then, together with bodily and mental strength and an understanding of the scriptures, and yet are so deluded that they do not struggle for liberation. Such men are suicides. They clutch at the unreal and destroy themselves. In the Gospel, Sri Ramakrishna has said, one day Narendranath came. Narendranath is trying to know God. These bad people, these bound people, they are so bad that neither they themselves will try to know the truth, raise themselves to the level of divinity and manifest their divinity within. Swamiji said, what is the religion? Definition of religion is the manifestation of the divinity within. Religion is the manifestation of the divinity already in man. We have already got it. There is sun, daytime. We see the sun is there, but cloud covers it. This veil of cloud we do not see. Small babies will not understand whether it is a day or not, it is midday or morning, because they don't see the sun. They think there is no sun means it is night. But we know, but there is a thick cover, veil of cloud. If that goes away, if that is dispelled, destroyed, then again, sun is always shining there. Sun is never covered. Sun is always there. Sun is always there in the sky. Only due to some other factors, we are not able to see it. Ours also. We are already divine. Only we do not know it. That is why we suffer. So much, whole life after life, we suffer. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Naren, you are trying to realize God, following the path of religion, dharma. Then many people criticize that. What do you think? Narendranath, I consider them, some dogs are barking. Master said, no, don't say, not to that extent. God is there in everyone, but they are under this ignorance. In the beginning I said, oh Lord, lead us from ignorance to knowledge, lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. If light is there, knowledge is there. And lead us from death to immortality. If you know yourself, you will be able to conquer death. You will not be afraid of death. Oh, death is coming, Yamraja is coming, the king of death is coming. No, you will not feel. What is death? You know that you are birthless, deathless, changeless, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta. You are eternal. You are ever pure. What purity you need to do? Then already we are feeling we are not pure. We know how many bad things we have done. We know. And many things we have forgot. God knows everything. That supreme power, the creator of the whole creation. We may forget what we have done, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously. We forget all these things because that is our nature. Otherwise we would have perhaps become mad if we don't forget. This forgetfulness is a good sign of life. Otherwise, if we store all the experiences, good, bad, never we forget anything, then computer will be full. There will be problem. So, system is that we forget many things, but God knows. So, whether knowingly or unknowingly, we know or not know, many things we have done, and we are thinking, so we are not good. But our scriptures say that is also your ignorance. Out of your body has done something, you do not know that you are not this body. Never you have been. You are spirit, you are Atman. You are ever free. You are always divine. Only you, out of ignorance, a veil is there. That is why you are feeling in that way. So, Sri Ramakrishna is telling Naren, don't go that far. Good people, bad people are there in the society. And you remain away from them. Their path is different, your path is different. They will not understand. In the Gita also, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna is telling, Nashtamoho smritir labdha tat prasadatma. Now I am enlightened. I know what is right, what is wrong, what is my duty, what I should do or not do. I have been under doubt and this delusion, what to do, what not to do. I was thinking not fighting the battle is the best way. Now, after your all these discourses, instructions, I understand. Now, Nashtamoho, my delusion is gone. It is destroyed. Smritir labdha, what is right, wrong, that discriminative faculty is now working active. I understand what is right, what is wrong. Karishya vachanantu, whatever you have instructed, now I will do that. Because our human birth is to do that. This is, so long we have got this human body, we must utilize it to realize that truth. And whatever is necessary for that, we will do. But Sri Krishna is telling, don't tell it to the bad people, those who do not have devotion for me, those who do not believe me as God. What is the value of my words to them? Those who do not believe in me. All these things are very good to you. You are telling by having, going through all your instructions, now I am enlightened. But if you share it with others, they may call my names and they are not devoted. They have not done any good works, no service they have done. And they do not want also to know anything. Why you forcibly we cannot give it to them? Don't try to do that. Hite viparit hobe. It, instead of bringing good, it will bring bad. So don't do that. You are happy. You wanted to know what is right, what is wrong. You wanted my instructions and I have given it to you. All right. But those who are not qualified for that, if you tell them all these things, they will misunderstand and the result will be bad, both for you and for them also. So Sri Ramakrishna was also telling, keep away from those, they are not ready to. There are 4 types of human beings. All are not good people. In this world, in this creation of God, there is, I am quoting from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, there is a variety of things, men, animals, trees, plants. Among the animals, some are good, some bad. There are ferocious animals like the tiger. Some trees bear fruit sweet as nectar, and others bear fruit that is poisonous. Likewise, among human beings, there are the good and the wicked, the holy and the unholy. There are some who are devoted to God and others who are attached to the world. Men may be divided into 4 classes. What are these 4 classes? Those bound by the fetters, baddha, bound by the fetters of the world. The seekers after liberation, mumukshu, the liberated, mukta, and the ever free, nitya mukta. So baddha, mumukshu, mukta, nitya mukta. There are 4 types of human beings in the society. So don't get agitated if somebody passes some oblique remarks and criticize you. So you don't waste your time unnecessarily because their time is not ready. Everything has its time. One must be qualified for something, otherwise he or she will not understand the value of it, even though you are giving the best things. So among the ever free, we may count sages like Narada. They live in the world for the good of others, to teach men spiritual truth. They are born like avatars. They are not born like us to suffer or enjoy whatever the fruits of our actions done, this prarabdha karma in previous lives, they are born to guide us, to lead us through the path of knowledge and devotion so that we can achieve the goal of human life in this life itself. They are our guide. So they are born. So Nitya Muktas are Narada. They are born not due to their karmas. They are born to teach the men, human beings, spiritual truth. They assume this human body for the good of others. They are not neither mumukshu, nor free, nor bound. They are ever free. Among the ever free, we may count sages like Narada, and then those in bondage are sunk in worldliness and forgetful of God. Not even by mistake do they think of God. Those who are bound, they, although we have got all these three things, and if we do not utilize this properly, this life, human birth, then what is the value? Mahati vinashti, it is a great loss. These three things, if in my next life, these three things do not come together in one's life, this life I have only got human birth, and body and mind also strong, desire to know the truth, and I have got a teacher also, guru also, guide also. So, these three, labdha katanchit narajanma durlamam tatrapi pungstang shruti paradarshanam yastvatma mukto no yateta muradhi sahi atmaha swa binihanti asadgrhat. Nevertheless, there are those who somehow manage to obtain this rare human birth together with bodily and mental strength and an understanding of the scriptures, and yet are so deluded that they do not struggle for liberation. Such men are suicides. They clutch at the unreal and destroy themselves. Swami Vivekananda had a wonderful quotation. Quotation means writing. This is a letter to his disciple, the Prince of Mysore. So Mysore Prince was Swami Vivekananda's disciple before going to America. He accepted his discipleship, and Swamiji was writing a letter from America. My dear, you see, this life is very short. Our life, 100 years maximum. That also, how many people are living 100 years? And last 20 years, 60 years, 40 years, always suffering and suffering. Even if you want to do something good, even if you want to do meditation, you cannot do. Even if you want to do some good works to purify your mind, bring joy to others, you cannot. So life is very short. The vanities of the world are transitory. That is also, this is now, next moment it is not. It is and it is not. Vanities, all these things we think, it is not eternal, nothing will go with us. It is always changing. And we live like dead people. If anything, a little, although I am alive, but always suffering. What is the difference between death and this life? If I am always suffering, what is the value of life? They alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Only they are alive who do something good to others. Be good and do good to others. So, these people, bound people, they never will do any good to themselves, for themselves, nor they will allow somebody to follow good path. They will criticize you, they will try to deviate you from that path, disturb you. There are some boys, if you remember in your school days, generally, you will find some backbenchers are there. They will always disturb. They have also the same time, same teachers, same brain. So many, in many things they are very sharp, very intelligent, doing some mischievous things. But for studies, they don't have any interest. Rather, first boy, second boy, they will always hey, tell this, what is the answer, what is this, what is that, what is that, always disturbing. They themselves will not do anything, but will disturb the attention of somebody. In the exam hall, you are with full attention, you are trying to answer. But some boys are there. In the class also, teacher is teaching something very important, but somebody will be disturbing. Are they really friends? They bring dooms, they do wrong to them, and also they do harm to others. So that is their nature. These bad people never ever they think of this. Those in bondage are sunk in worldliness and forgetful of God. Not even by mistake they think of God. There is a story. One old lady is dying, grandmother. So grandchildren are there. They know that if while dying somebody, they take God's name, thinking of God, they die, they will be liberated or they will be taken to the higher sphere, heaven or liberation, whatever. Small boys, according to their understanding, they are asking, oh, grandma, take God's name, because they understand. She won't take God's name, Hari, Krishna, Rama, Ramakrishna, Durga, Shiva, Jesus, God. They won't take any name. But telling, oh my dear grandchildren, I am very feeble. It is very difficult for me to utter any word now. He is telling a whole sentence, defending herself, not uttering God's name. I am very feeble, I cannot take God's name, don't disturb my dear. She is telling so many words but will not take God, God, save me, oh God, oh God, oh Rama, oh Krishna, oh Jesus. This is the nature of the worldly minded, those who are bound. And the seekers after liberation want to free themselves from attachment to the world. Some of them succeed and others do not. So one is nitya mukta, ever free, another one is bound, very bad nature, neither they will do any good things for their own life to raise it towards higher achievements, nor they will help anybody, rather those who are trying to do something good in this life, they will disturb. And other class is the seekers after liberation want to free themselves from attachment, this mumukshu. We are trying to liberate ourselves by doing good, by thinking good, by purifying ourselves, by meditating, always trying, oh, this is the path, and always thinking, yes, there is divinity within. Why should I do something what is not divine? Why my behavior, I conduct myself like a demon? I am not a demon, I am divine. These things, if we always think, always this real, unreal, good, bad, what is my real nature? I am divine, I am free. Then automatically I cannot do anything wrong if I know that I am divine. How can I do any evil if I know I am good? My genuine nature, real nature is good. How can I do bad? If I am truthful, means I am truthful. How can I lie? If I am good, then how can I cheat? If I am honest, how can I become dishonest? I do not know my real nature. That is why we do mistakes. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling there are 4 types of people. There is those who are trying to liberate themselves. There are seekers, those who are seeking for liberation, want to free themselves from attachment of this world. Some of them succeed, some of them succeed. Those who succeed, they are mukta, liberated. So one class is ever free. There is no bondage question. Second is bound, always under bondage, never ever will try even to raise themselves for some better achievement in this life, higher achievement. Third is seekers of liberation. Fourth is those who those who are seeking, out of them, some people, they themselves liberate. They become free. So there are 4 types Sri Ramakrishna is giving. Suppose the liberated souls, such as the sadhus and mahatmas, are not entangled in the world, in lust and lucre. Their minds are free from worldliness. Besides, they always meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. Suppose a net has been cast into a lake to catch fish. Some fish are so clever that they are never caught in the net. They are like the ever-free, nitya mukto. When those who have seen the fishing net, the fishermen they use, we have seen in our childhood days how they spread a net and they catch some fish. Many jumps and they never become fall within the fold of the net. So they are ever free. But most of the fish are entangled in the net. Some of them try to free themselves from it, and they are like those who seek liberation. This is mumukshu. They are trying to how to get out of this net. They understand something is wrong. We are being trapped. Already something is there. We are not free. We understand something is there around us. So they try to come out of that. So they are seekers of liberation, mumukshu. But not all the fish that struggle succeed. Those who are struggling, some succeed to come. A very few do jump out of the net, making a big splash in the water. Then the fishermen shout, "Look, there goes a big one." So they become liberated by striving wholeheartedly. One-pointed agenda. Yes, the goal of human life is to be liberated. Coming out of this bondage, go beyond this worldly feeling and feeling the presence of that soul, that spirit, within and without. So the bound souls never think of God. If they get any leisure, they indulge in idle gossip and foolish talk, or they engage in fruitless work. If you ask one of them the reason, he answers, "Oh, I cannot keep still, so I am making a haste." When time hangs heavy on their hands, they perhaps start playing cards. Sri Ramakrishna was telling, you see, giving example, very nice man. One day he visited the house of Keshav Sen, a very soul, advanced soul. He used to come to Sri Ramakrishna, make prostration and sit near to learn more and more about that. He was a good man, ethically, morally, trying to strive, mumukshu, but not liberated. And in his house, Sri Ramakrishna visited, his maternal uncle was there, aged 50 years. So in our scripture, there are 4 stages of life. Brahmacharya, up to 25 years. Say, if our lives are of, lifespan is 100 years, first quarter is to earn knowledge, to build our character and become skillful so that we can face the challenges of life. Brahmacharya, purity, maintaining honesty, chastity, purity, learning. These are the stages, 25 years. Then second is garhastha. You can enter into, if you like, this family, household matter. You can marry, you can have children, but everything according to the codes, the scriptures, instructions are there. Don't think that your married life is like to enjoy like beasts and animals. It is not that. That also has a good purpose. You bring the enlightened citizens in the society. You give birth to the children who will be of divine nature, not the demoniac one. The society problem in the society is so many people are behaving with this demoniac natures. They are conducting in such a way that more and more hospital, more and more police, more and more other things you take steps, nothing is sufficient to control the bad things. Evil is going up, but there are people good, always trying to do good, trying to be good and do good, bringing joy and happiness to others, despite there are social evils are there. So this story is there that Sri Ramakrishna is telling that in Keshav Sen's maternal uncle. So second stage is Garhastha, up to 50. Then 50 to 75 is Vanaprastha. Now you take God's name. Enough you have got yourself absorbed in worldly matters. You have given birth to your children, you have taken care of them, you have taken care of your father, mother, they are no more now. So your children are also now grown up, they are now young, they can conduct themselves, give them the responsibility, they will do whatever they like. Now you have given all as parents, as father, as mother, whatever is to be given. Now it is, you are at the age of 50, 51. Now you give up your Vanaprastha. Now you control yourself. Don't get attached in your family matters. You could not do good things to the society because your mind and time and energy, all your resources were being spent for the good of your family. Father, mother, children, yourself. Now children are on their own feet. They are established in the society. They can take care of themselves. You don't have any duty to the family. Now you do good works to others and think of God. Life of a little solitude, recluse. You go, take God's name, think of the divinity. Because this is third stage of life, Vanaprastha. Then finally it is Sannyasa. At the age of 75, say, completely giving up everything, everything given up, renunciation. I don't have any duty. Shankaracharya in his Nirvana Shatkam is telling, I am nobody's mother, nobody's father, nobody's guru, nobody's chala, I am not this body, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Then what are you? Who are you? I am Shivoham, Shivoham. I am neither dependent on anybody, I do not have any dependent, no children that I am a father, or I have duty to. Nobody has any duty to me, I don't bother for that, and I do not also. Then what are you? I am Shivoham, Satchit Ananda Rupa. I am that existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. I do not have anything other thing. So, sannyasi is like that, giving up everything, renouncing your own separate entity, completely merging, thinking, I am one with the ultimate reality. That is called liberation, sannyasa. So, at the age, this man was playing cards, and Sri Ramakrishna is telling, somebody is not taking God's name. Sri Ramakrishna, see the avatar, is telling that you see, that day I visited, aged man, he is 50 plus, still playing cards, not taking God's name. Is it the time to waste? Whole life you have not done, up to 50 you have not done anything good for God, that is why you have given this human birth. Human birth, human body has not been given to you by God to enjoy like beasts and brutes. You have enjoyed. For those enjoyments, sensual enjoyments, there are brutes and beasts. Why a human being will behave in that way? There are stages. Brahmacharya, then Garhastha, now Vanaprastha. Now you take God's name and completely become dependent on God. Think of God and you become God. Brahmo Veda, Brahmo Bhavati. So these are the stages. Sri Ramakrishna was telling. Then somebody said, is there no any, someone was asking, the bound soul never think of God. See, this is they waste their time. No constructive thoughts, action, always lazy. If they do something wrong, if they do not do, don't do anything prospective also, so that they can become advanced in spiritual life. That way I have utilized my human life. So somebody, all are silent. There was deep silence in the room. A devotee asked, Sir, is there no help then for such a worldly person, those who are under bondage? Is there no path, way out? Their life is gone. So completely, is there no help then for such a worldly person? Sri Ramakrishna, certainly there is. From time to time, he should live in the company of holy men, and from time to time go into solitude to meditate on God. Furthermore, he should practice discrimination and pray to God. Oh God, give me faith and devotion. Once a person has faith, he has achieved everything. There is nothing greater than faith. I may not have achieved, realized God by this time, but if I have faith that one day I will realize God is there, I am trying to do my best, and I know God is taking care of me. I have faith in myself, and I have faith in God, Atman, Brahman. If I have that faith that I am Atman, I am Atman, this Jivatman is the part of that Atman, Paramatman, this cosmic soul, and this is individual soul, Jivatman. If I have that faith that I am not this body, I am Atman, then one day I will be free. I will feel that really, that realization will come to me, that really I am not this body. I am nobody's anybody. I am really that. I am that. That feeling will come if you have the faith. If you have faith, you have got everything. Sri Ramakrishna is giving the hope. So here also, those who are born, Shankaracharya is telling, it is like committing suicide, having all these qualities, human birth, and then mental strength, that also a man's pungstang. Every country, when I was moving some of the countries outside South Africa, it was in Zambia, big poster sign was there. I was asking them, what is there? This here also there is against women, atrocities against women. Yes, there also. Big billboards they call. At night also you can see. Don't do any crime against the women, respect the women. I thought that it is in South Africa also, it is in India only, it is in everywhere. There was a police officer, Swami Ranganathanji visited this America in 1960s, a police officer. He wrote a book that good people should be free, people should live the free. In a free country, America is a free country and people are free, so they should live freely in the society. But the bad people, evil-minded people, bad people are so strong that they are roaming about freely in the society, and good people cannot go out after evening. Here also you find so many crimes are happening every year in America, Europe. You see, wherever you go, everywhere you will see going. Plundering, killing, raping, looting, robbing, shooting, what not. But we are claiming we are gradually, century, our forefathers were all savages, we are all educated, we are cultured, we are advanced, we are civilized. Is it civilization? Every country there are problems. Women cannot go out. So, tatrapi pungstang, even human birth, then bodily, mentally fit, and having this male body is compared to female body, that is also another good side, advantage, because any country women are not that secure to do. In seclusion, I will do japa meditation thing. They are not that safe and secure in the society. Even in America, so-called advanced free country, European countries, atrocities, again crime against women are there, anywhere and everywhere. In some countries less, in some countries more. So, Shankaracharya is telling, human birth, then good body health, and then you have got a male body. If you do not utilize it properly, then what is this? It is committing suicide. Because in the scriptures, Shankaracharya's time, there was so many restrictions on the women. Women cannot read the Vedas. And if you don't read Vedas, Upanishads, then how can you know what is the path? Those are our guides. If I know instructions, 10 commandments, if you know the commandments, sermon on the mount, if you know what was the sermon that Jesus Christ has given, I am a follower of Jesus, I like to follow the instruction of Jesus. What are the instructions, main instructions? Sermon on the mount, you go. If I do not know that, if I cannot read Bible, women will not be allowed to read Vedas, Upanishads. They will not be allowed to do puja. They will not be allowed to go school, college, university. They will not be allowed to enjoy the same freedom as of the male boys. Girls will not get all these things. So another thing you have got, still you are hesitant. You are not utilizing. It is just like, yet are so deluded that they don't struggle for liberation. Such men are suicides. The class, this is committing like suicide. Swamiji is telling, they alone live who live for others. Only this for trying to pursue of this worldly pleasure, physical pleasure, this it does not make any sense. They alone live who live for others, who understand this value of this life, that what precious things we have got. So, ito kunnosti muratma yastu swarte pramadhyati durlabhang manushang dehang prapya tatrapi paurusham. For what greater fool can there be than the man who has obtained this rare human birth together with bodily and mental strength and yet fails through delusion to realize his own highest good? How many people out of 8 billion people in this world, how many have the consciousness that the goal of human life is not only enjoying in the physical level, material enjoyment, material prosperity. There is a spiritual goal in this life, and my birth, I am not an animal, I am not a beast, I am not a brute, I am a human being, I am divinity. How many years the salt on earth? How many people are following the words of Jesus? How many people are following the words of Buddha? How many people are following the instructions of the Vedas, Upanishads? You see? Where are their mind? So Shankaracharya is just showing his grief. What this people have got so many things which is advantageous, all favorable for achieving that highest goal and being liberated. Still, they will not do this through delusion to realize his own highest good. They don't understand what is good, what is bad, what is the highest good. If I know, if I am a thief and I know that in this room there is treasure, will not I strive my best to have that treasure? If I am hungry and I find that food is there, will not I eat? If I am thirsty and I see water is there, will not I drink? I will die. Although water is there, God has given us so many things to achieve the goal in this life. So Shankaracharya is telling, Patantu shastrani yajantu devan kuruvantu karmani vajantu devataha atmaikka bodhina vinapi muktirna siddhati brahma satantarepi. What is the meaning? Men may recite the scriptures and sacrifice to the holy spirits. They may perform rituals and worship deities, but until a man wakes to knowledge of his identity with the Atman, liberation can never be obtained. No, not even at the end of many hundreds of Brahma's years. Brahma's years means Brahma's 100 year is 24 zeros. Extra. So, Brahma is the creator God. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma is the creator God. Trinity, in Hinduism there is Trinity, Godhead. Brahma, creator. Vishnu, sustainer, preserver. And Maheshwara, Shiva, the destroyer. Again, new creation will be there. This creation, preservation, and destruction is going on. This is we believe in. So that this Brahma is making this how difficult it is. No, not even at the end of many hundreds of Brahma's years. Brahma's 100 years means 100 years plus you add 24 zeros. Then you understand how long the years are. Even if you lead your life and just only for the pursuit of the worldly enjoyment, physical enjoyment, sense enjoyments, then there is no hope. It will not come. So this we will continue. In our next class, it will be on 28th. So I have thought that let us continue with sloka after sloka, since I have got a chance to have some classes on Tuesdays. So we will continue with all these wonderful slokas, ideas of Shankaracharya. And for now, we stop. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Is there any question?
Maharaj, I would like to suggest that though in those days maybe there was an idea that male body is better, with the advent of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda and Holy Mother, we can understand that men and women have an equal ability to attain spiritual illumination.
Yes, yes.
In this day and age.
Yes. In this age, Sri Ramakrishna has come only to show that. That is what I am telling you. It was a bad thing in those days. It was there. It is not there. We are coming out of that. Sri Ramakrishna worshipped his wife as the divine goddess, the ultimate reality, from whom Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar has come. That ultimate reality, whom you call Brahma, I call him Shakti, and I worship that Shakti. So, this is the idea. In those days, I am telling that they were not giving. That is what I am telling you. Women were not being given the equal status in the society. So Shankaracharya is telling the male folks, for them it is more advantageous. You have got this facility. Still, there are crimes against women, you see.
There's a question online also. How can we experience the bliss of oneness?
That is, if we read this book properly, and at the end, the Shishya means Shankaracharya himself is playing the role of Shishya, disciple, and also answering the questions. At the end, Shishya will tell, yes, I have understood. What is that? And, oh, my teacher, I am so to you, devoted to you. I am so happy to have you, my teacher. Yes, my ignorance is gone. In the Gita also, Arjuna is telling, yes, my ignorance is gone, my dilemma has gone, my doubt has gone now. So it will come. In the Bhagavata also, at the end of the Bhagavata, we find that Parikshit is telling, yes, I am now established in the Atman, Brahman, this feeling, that oneness, feeling of oneness. If we are really following these instructions, what is there, if we practice this, really we will get. That is, these people are not lying anything. They never thought of, even in dream, our Vedas, Upanishads, Rishis, Munis, Shankaracharya, Avataras, they cannot even think of in dream anything falsity, any hypocrisy, anything lying. What are universal truths? Equally, it is meant for men, women, everywhere, anywhere and everywhere, they have said all these things. So, if we follow properly and practice accordingly and have that real and unreal, what we should do and what we should not do, if we follow the instructions as Shankaracharya is giving, as Guru, and also asking the question as Shishya on behalf of us, he is asking the questions, doubts, and giving the answer. If we follow this properly and practice in our life, we will be liberated. That is the book, that you do in this way, and you will feel that I am liberated at the end. So, thank you for giving your patient hearing. We will continue.